The college football experience, Wyoming Cowboys 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by us. Yes, the college football experience. Get ready for the college football season by checking out all 131 college football team previews. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, Wyoming Cowboys 2022 season preview episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Yes! One of my favorite teams. I think the best uniforms in college football. Let's be honest. The Wyoming Cowboys, absolutely fantastic. I love cheering this team on each and every year. I've been a fan since the days of Joe Tiller, Jay Stoner. Was it Jay Stoner? Jay Stoner. Marcus Harris. I mean, Eric Coleman. Remember that cornerback, Eric Coleman? He was a beast. Oh man, I am a big fan of what the Wyoming Cowboys are doing, and
it's easy to see a tide turn.
Craig Bohl has turned that tide. We're going to talk all about that. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Also, I mean, if you're wherever you listen to podcasts at, subscribe to the college football experience and the college basketball experience, because Jeff Linder and the Wyoming Cowboys, fantastic NCAA tournament berth last year. I think they're going to be loaded again this year. We're going to preview them over there on the college basketball experience. But here we talk college football year round. There we talk college basketball year round. We come together as one on YouTube as the college experience, youtube.com/the college experience. But here we are talking Cowboy football, and oh man, I mean, what's there not to like? Let me just do this.
Well I don't get the brain bag.
That's what I was like when I saw Craig Bohl land in Laramie, and I knew he was going to turn this thing around. You look at this team, you look at this history. It's a rich program. By the way, their first 5 years of football. And they've been playing since 1893, by the way. They didn't lose a game in their first 5 years. Shout out to the Wyoming Cowboys. But look, you go back, got a Gator Bowl win in 1950 and a 10-0 season. You had a 10-0 season in 56. I mean, there were some great years. 11-2 in 88. I mean, this has been a rich program. This has been a rich program. I mean, Joe Tiller era, I mentioned him. He had some great years, right? 10-2 in 96, first place finish. Oh man, I mean, Dennis Erickson, he was here for a bowl eligible season. But you look prior to Craig Bohl, yeah, Dave Christensen had 2011 had an 8-win season, but they'd hit a rough patch essentially. It had a couple losing seasons since from 2005 to 2013. They only had 2 winning seasons. They hire Craig Bohl. Now it took a little bit to right the ship with Craig Bohl. 5-7 year 1, 4-8 year 2, 2-10 year 3. but they trusted the process. Then 8-6, 8-5, 6-6, 8-5. Then a COVID year, which was a bunch of nonsense, 2-4. Last year, 7-6. So winning seasons and what 5 bowl eligible seasons out of 6. He's got the program rolling, and I am a big fan of what is going on in Laramie. So let's get to it. I cannot wait. That's one of my favorite places to watch a college football game on television, in Laramie. Absolutely fantastic. Outdoor, give me a little bit of snow, a little rain, a little wind, it's football weather, baby. All right. You look at this team though, and this team a season ago, well, let's go through the schedule from a season ago, because this is classic Craig Bohl to me. First off, they get upset at Nevada week 1. Now this was tough because they lost their starting quarterback. No, I'm sorry. That was 20. That was 2020. I think that season opener. Last year they beat Montana State by 3. But Montana State played for the FCS championship, so that's a good win. Then they took care of Northern Illinois, and then Ball State, and then they actually almost got upset by UConn in Rentschler, but started out 4-0. And then they hit a 4-game losing streak that was tough. Air Force, Fresno, New Mexico, and San Jose. I actually think they played those teams pretty well, especially considering what was going on. They got dinged up with some injuries, but so they're 4-4. They beat Colorado State. They lose to Boise in somewhat of a close game, but then they go to Maverick Stadium in Logan, Utah, the team that won the Mountain West, Utah State, and they smack them 44-17. And then they did lose a game to Hawaii that was unexplained. I'm still wondering how that happened. But overall, they take care of Kent State in the bowl game. Went 3-0 against the MAC a season ago, and including the MAC. Both teams that played in the MAC championship they took care of, and then Ball State, another bowl team in the MAC. I think they're a pretty solid team, and I think they're a physical team that is always I'm not surprised that they whooped up on Utah State. Utah State was a very good team last year, but they weren't playing the most physical football. You come in and all of a sudden play a Wyoming team that gets after it physically, and it's a tough matchup. And watch out, because I think that'll happen again on the schedule in 22 to some teams that are not paying attention to the Wyoming Cowboys. But let's get to it, folks. The offense a season ago, I mean, they lost a ton, but the OC, Tim Polasek, is back. 85th in scoring offense, 20th in the nation in run offense. That's what I mean. Physicality. 117th in pass offense, 84th in total offense. They had a problem throwing the ball all year, and I think they're actually going to be a better passing team this year, despite all that they lose. Well, the quarterback position. I mean, I don't know that a team got hit worse in the transfer portal than the Wyoming Cowboys on how you can look at it here. But they lost both their starting quarterbacks from a season ago. Andrew Peasley comes in. It's almost like they did a trade. You had Levi Williams go to Utah State, and then Utah State, who started Peasley a couple games, he goes to Laramie. So they swap quarterbacks, but also veteran Sean Chambers, who started a lot of games the past couple of years, he went to Montana State. So they lose 2 quarterbacks, but they get one, and get this, he's a way better passer than any of those guys. So I actually think the passing game gets an upgrade as opposed to what they had before. Now, I mean, the running back situation, obviously, Xazavian Valladay, who was, I thought, one of the best running backs, probably one of the more underrated running backs in America. He transferred to Arizona State. But let me tell you, if you listen to our DFS show, which we do every week during college football season, we would often play. They kind of had a 1-2 punch. They had Valladay and they had Titus Swen. So I don't think, I mean, yes, it's a hit to lose someone like that. They would love to have the 1-2 punch again, but I trust the fact that Titus Swen is going to be a very efficient running back with the Wyoming Cowboys in 2022. So I don't look at it as a catastrophic blow, because Swen is a proven really good running back. So they got hit. They got destroyed at the wide receiver position. All right. But they bring back both their tight ends. And I think you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets in this offense with Parker Christensen and Treyton Welch coming back. So watch out for that. You got 2 tight ends. That's a way to get around it. All right. I think Georgia is going to be doing the same thing. The Georgia Bulldogs. They're breaking in brand new wideouts, projected to be Joshua Cobbs and Wyatt Wieland. Who knows? I got some transfers coming in too. 2 of 5 back on the offensive line. Now that's a concern. You circle that, but at least it's both tackles. If you were to tell me you could only bring back 2 offensive linemen, I'm sorry, I would choose both tackles. All right. So that is a good thing. Considering defensively, Jay Sawvel is back, 43rd in scoring defense, 8th in rush defense, 12th in pass defense, charting at 55th in total defense. It's pretty good defense. Now here's once again more concern. 2 of 4 back in the defensive line or on the defensive line, led by nose tackle Cole Godbout, and 1 of 2 back in the linebacking core, led by Easton Gibbs, but breaking in an entirely brand new secondary. Kicker and punter are back though. If you're in a close game, special teams, there's always a way to grab some dubs. Overall, I think a lot of people are panicking. Rightfully so when I go through the transfer portal, which I'm about to go through. But I want to make some fair points here that I think we can trust Craig Bohl to have players ready. All right. Folks, we're going to talk transfer portal, incoming, outgoing. We're going to talk what Las Vegas expects. Obviously, you'll see this graphic here on the screen here if you're watching on YouTube. Shout out to the SGPN graphics team. We're going to talk, and then we're going to go game by game on what we expect from the Cowboys in 2022. But first, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you folks out there that the college football experience Wyoming Cowboys 2022 season preview episode is brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Odds Trader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can also compare the different sign-up codes and promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to assure that you get the best deal possible. And the app provides player stats, key game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather for bettors who make the most informed bets possible. So go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. Yeah, Run Your Pool is the home of competition, bringing sports fans and their social circles together to compete, connect, and make every game matter more. And let me tell you, they offer every game under the sun. Pick 'em, Survivor, all these fantasy pools. All right, and get this: we've teamed up with Run Your Pool for our official SGPN NFL Survivor contest. Free to enter. What are you doing, folks? What do you got going on? Takes like 5 minutes. Free to enter. Hop in now to reserve your spot. We're giving away $500 cash to the winner, plus a $250 gift card to the SGPN merch store. Sign up today at play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. All right, we are back talking Wyoming Cowboy football, and it is interesting. Let's talk about what left first, because obviously I think everyone has highlighted this. If you paid attention to the offseason this year, they got destroyed in the portal, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it, and let's get to it. Late, I mean, they got hit late too. A couple guys after spring ball left. One of those defensive linemen, Solomon Byrd, who I think might start at USC, he left. Probably got some NIL money to go to Los Angeles. They also lost Ravante Holt to the portal. I don't even know where he's landed yet, but those are 2 guys that were experienced. Shocking losses there. They lost offensive tackle Malik Williams to the San Jose State Spartans. So damn, staying in the conference. They also lost defensive end Jalen Pate. Took some hits. I mean, cornerback Azizi Hearn went to UCLA, where he's penciled in to be a starter. This is what I mean. They got plucked away. Sean Chambers, who I alluded to, starting quarterback off and on for the past couple of years. He went to Montana State. Xazavian Valladay, the running back I was alluding to, also he went to Arizona State. Cornerback CJ Colden, starter from a year ago, Oklahoma Sooners. Ouch. Cornerback Rome Weber, Western Kentucky. Wide receiver Isaiah Nayer went to Texas, and that was a big get right there. One of the best players, one of the most sought after wide receivers in the transfer portal. Now he did recently. He was a 4-star transfer. They rate the transfer rates. or rankings, I should say. He tore his ACL though. He's at Texas, but he tore his ACL. He is out for the year down there. They lost quarterback Levi Williams, who started the majority of the games last season, to Utah State. Ouch. They also lost cornerback Keon Blankenbaker to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So huge losses. But I'm going to make a case. Kind of salvage the day a little bit with some of these gets. All right. Coming in, Andrew Peasley, Utah State. Like I said, I think they're in a better spot today at quarterback than they were last year or the year before. So I'm going to give that a win on what they lost, even though depth wise could be an issue. But they also brought in quarterback Evan Swoboda from Snow College. And then linebacker Cole DeMarzo from Michigan State. He's penciled in as a day one starter here. So that's a nice get. They also got cornerback Jakorey Hawkins from Ole Miss. Guess what? He's penciled in as a day one starter. They also brought in cornerback Deron Harrell from Wisconsin. Guess what? He's penciled in as a day one starter. They also said, hey, USC, you're going to take our defensive lineman. Guess what? We're taking a wide receiver. They grabbed Chase Locke from USC. I don't know that it'll be a starter because we got to work all that stuff out, but potential. And then this one was huge. Defensive. They got just rated on the defensive line. So guess what? They go out and get defensive line Keelan Cox from Alabama. Great get. And this happened late. In the transfer cycle. They also got safety TJ Urban from the Air Force Falcons. Ouch, right in division. But I'm going to go ahead and say, look, they lost the portal. Losing all those guys, I have to say they lost the portal. However, I thought they did a great job responding and adding pieces that could be effective this season. Early on, it looked like they were going to get destroyed. I actually it looked, if you were grading it, it was like that. If you're watching on YouTube, they got this thing up to there, got it almost up there, but they still lost the portal. So I believe they did a great job doing some patchwork. All right. They were sinking and they were just filling the holes left and right, making it work. And that's what Craig Bohl does. We're going to talk more. We're going to go on the schedule. We're going to talk. Obviously you can see the win total sitting at 5 in Las Vegas, but, I'm excited to go game by game. And, I'll also, by the way, the odds on that, the under at -135, the over at +115. So Vegas basically saying a 4-8 season is more likely than a 6-6 season. I might have something to say about that, but first I got to get us paid. I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform today with millions of players. You probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. They just passed 4 million users. And now you can win on Sleeper by playing their brand new over/under game. First, in any sport, you choose 2 or more players you like. You pick the over and the under. And if you pick correctly, you can win anywhere from 2 times to 20 times the amount of money you put in. And with the NFL season right around the corner, Sleeper is the first sports contest game built into the fantasy experience. So right now on your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP. That's sleeper.com/SGP. And Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Trade Coffee connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the country's best craft roasters, and it's expert tasted. All right. Trade has a coffee team that actually taste tests thousands of coffee. They keep over 450 different kinds live and ready to ship out to you every day. There's no one perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you. And Trade's human-powered algorithm will find it for you. You better believe that. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. In case you're wondering, that's more than 40 cups of coffee for free, people. Get started today by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee that you'll love. We're also brought to you by Babbel. Yeah. For most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. All right. So now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app, they've sold, by the way, more than 10 million subscriptions. All right. I don't even need to promote it that much. That speaks for itself. And it's so easy. It's fun. Not only is it fun, it's easy to learn a new language if you're using Babbel. It's 15-minute lessons. Make it the perfect way to learn a new language, especially like if you're on the go. It's just perfect for you. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Yes, their teaching methods have been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages too, including Spanish, French, Italian, German. It's fantastic. Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve, the pronunciation and accents as well, because that's one of the things that's always tricky. You think you could read it correctly, and you're still a little bit off. There's so many ways to learn with Babbel. So right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/SGP. That's babbel.com/SGP for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, a language for life. We're also brought to you by Elias. Yes, it's almost the start of the NFL season. We love that time of year. And if you're not into sports betting or fantasy, if you are into sports betting or fantasy, you need a competitive edge to win. And that's why I highly recommend Elias Game Plan. The app is fantastic. All right. It's the ultimate sports betting and fantasy companion for, NFL bettors, NBA bettors, MLB bettors. All right. And in case you didn't know, Elias Game Plan is the only sports app with the most trusted name in sports, especially sports stats. Elias Sports Bureau, the official statisticians, I can't talk, of U.S. pro leagues, including the NFL. Their app lets you access team and player stats, head-to-head comparisons, and Elias insights from the Elias Sports Bureau research team. Yes, this app really is a one-stop shop for you. They have player news, league validated player stats, team records, expert game analysis for betting, building your own fantasy team, impressing friends. Perfect for the preseason too. You get the player previews to help you draft a winning fantasy team. The team previews, you got to get in. You got to check this out. Take my advice. Download the Elias Game Plan app today. NFL season's right around the corner, so don't wait. Find Elias Game Plan in the App Store, Google Play Store, and let it ride. All right, folks, we are back talking about these Wyoming Cowboys, and I feel like they did a decent job addressing some needs. Week 0, just like 5 days from now, something like that. They are in Champaign, Illinois. Man, this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a rock fight. Both teams kind of have the same MO. You got, I'm a big fan of Ryan Walters, the DC. I mean, he's a Colorado Buffalo fan. I like the Buffs. Remember when he played safety there? It's going to be an interesting chess match watching, I think if you're watching the film from Wyoming a season ago, it might look a little different with Peasley being a much better passing quarterback than Levi Williams or Sean Chambers. I still think it's Craig Bohl. It's going to be run heavy. It's going to be physical, which is what I would explain or how I would explain the Fighting Illini offense, except the Fighting Illini offense had really struggled to throw the ball just like Wyoming did last year. But I don't know that Illinois brought in a great passing quarterback. They brought in Tommy DeVito, who I think will start over Arthur Satowski, but I think the Cowboys are getting 10. I'm going to take the 10, and I think it's a rock fight. I would not be surprised if Wyoming won that game, but let's chalk it up as a loss. And then they get the advantage of playing that game because then Tulsa opens the season in Laramie against the Wyoming Cowboys. Now I do like Tulsa. I think Philip Montgomery's a good coach, but they also seem to start slow. I think Wyoming will beat Tulsa in Laramie on September 3rd. If it was in Tulsa, I would take the Golden Hurricane, but Laramie, you're at altitude. The place gets lit. Give me 1-1 throughout the first 2 weeks. Then Ed McCaffrey and the Northern Colorado Bears come to town. Northern Colorado, the Big Sky. Watch out, Big Sky can play some football. But I got Wyoming taking down Easy Ed. I got him 2-1 to start the season, and then comes a pivotal game Friday night, national televised at War Memorial Stadium against the Air Force Falcons. Now, everyone's high on Air Force, and rightfully so. Air Force keeps a good program. Troy Calhoun is a fantastic football coach. However, and Air Force won by 10 last year in Colorado Springs. They are winless against Craig Bohl in Laramie. Did you know that? They are. And that is why I am calling for a Wyoming Cowboy upset against the Air Force Falcons on Friday, September 16th. And here's another thing. If Air Force was to have won the game prior, against in-state Power 5 Colorado. They might be smelling their stuff a little too much, and I love that spot. Give me Wyoming to be 3-1 to start the season. Then they head to Provo to take on BYU. Once again, another physical team. I do think BYU will win that game. So I'm going to say 3-2. Then they host San Jose State. And this is a very interesting game to me. San Jose State, I think, is flying under the radar in the Mountain West. I think Wyoming might be flying a little bit under the radar. This was a close game. Wyoming lost in San Jose a season ago. I think it's hard to win at War Memorial Stadium. Now, to San Jose State's credit, or advantage, I should say, is the fact I don't think it's going to be super cold yet on October 1st. However, I think it's a winnable game, but let's just give it to San Jose State. That would say we're 3-3 then. Then they head to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where, if you listen to our show last year when New Mexico played in Laramie and upset Wyoming as 17-point dogs, your boy Pick Dundee called that one as a live dog, because Rocky Long plays power run teams, I think, very successfully. However, like I said, I think they're going to be able to throw the ball a little bit more. I got Wyoming winning this one in University Stadium. So I think that jumps us to what? I think it jumps us to 4-3. The win total is at 5. 4-3. Then they get a bye week, and then they host Utah State. Utah State was not prepared to take them on last year, and it's the back-to-back away for Utah State. It's the second end of it. I am taking Wyoming to upset Utah State again in Laramie. Give me this one. 6. So I got right there. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no, that would put me at 5, right? I have Utah State, New Mexico, Air Force, Northern Colorado, Tulsa. That's your 5. Can they find a 6 win? Well, they head the very next week to Hawaii. By this time, Hawaii might have found their offense. I still like Wyoming's chances this year against Hawaii. I'm going to say they get it done. 6. And at that point, what? 6 and how many losses do I have? San Jose State, BYU, Illinois. 6-3. They get a bye week again. Benefit of playing week 0 is getting both these bye weeks, and then they head to Colorado State. Now this is a tough game. They probably lose it. Tell you the truth. I mean, I think it's it's absolute contrast in styles. Air raid against just smash mouth. They're capable of winning it. It's kind of a 50-50 game, but I think the fact it's in Fort Collins, give me Colorado State. All right. Then they're home to Boise State, and watch out, because this is what I mean. Boise's shifting to the air raid. Now, this was a closer game than the score. I think it was a 10-point game in Boise last year. If memory serves me correct, it's 10 or 13. I think Wyoming has a shot of knocking them off this year in Laramie because of the home environment. And because I do think the air raid, you get to November 19th, it might be a little hard to pass the rock in crazy weather. However, I'll still take Boise, and then they end the season at Fresno, day after Thanksgiving. I think Fresno's going to beat them, but I still have this team 6-6. All right. And I think there's a decent shot they could win 7. I think it's more likely they win 7 than they win 4. And it's funny, Vegas thinks it's more likely they win 4 than 6. I'm saying it's more likely they win 7 than 4. I trust Craig Bohl. I trust the player development. Even if they lost these guys, I think they have an upgrade at the quarterback position. Now, I will say this: if Peasley gets injured for any reason, their depth is very thin at the quarterback spot. I believe the second string's a freshman, the third string's the kid from Snow College. So I am a bit concerned there because they have had quarterback injuries. But I do think it's the best passing quarterback they've had since Josh Allen, where they won a lot of games. Give me the over on the Wyoming Cowboys. I like it. All right. And I think their physicality will still be a problem. When you talk Hawaii, when you talk, Utah State, I think you could even make a case for Colorado State and Boise. They're kind of all pass happy teams. Now that's all fine and dandy. You can win a lot of games, throwing the air raid, but sometimes when you play a real physical football team, like Wyoming that likes to do smash mouth, 2 tight end sets, you're not prepared for that shit, and you take some L's. Look at Utah State last year. That is why I do think they will overachieve and make a bowl this year. Give me Wyoming bowling yet again. Bowl is a great coach, and watch out. Folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience, and remember, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. I cannot wait to watch the Wyoming Cowboys on the basketball front this year. They won the transfer portal there, and we're going to talk more about that on the College Basketball Experience. Subscribe over there. Subscribe to both, folks. We're together as one on YouTube as the College Experience. So go to youtube.com/the College Experience. Subscribe, tell a friend. Folks, also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. NFL Futures, you're a Broncos fan, you're a Seahawks fan, whatever your team is. They did 32 episodes for every single team in the land. Solo episode for every single team. So check out that with NFL right around the corner, and also all of our other stuff. I mean, come on. How many, like I said, the College Basketball Experience, you got the NBA Gambling Podcast, you got the MLB Gambling Podcast. You can go on and on and on sports wise, and we got your MMA Gambling Podcast, boxing. Like we got you covered. Just get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Once you get that, you'll have access to all of our articles, all of our podcasts. Also, one of the things I highly recommend, the Discord channel, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. I love sweating out bets with people. Even if they're against me and I'm betting on Wyoming and they're taking Utah State, I hop in the Discord channel. I talk a little trash, but also even if I'm not betting it, I love sports. I love seeing a great pass, a great catch, a nice slam dunk, whatever. It's great to just say, "Oh my God, are you guys watching this? Did you see that 21-point comeback? This is insane." And it doesn't even matter the sport. It could be Formula One. It could be NASCAR. It could be whatever. It could be, soccer overseas. It's all there for you. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Folks, if you don't mind, hop on over to iTunes, subscribe to the College Football Experience and College Basketball. And if you couldn't, leave a 5-star review for us. We'd certainly appreciate it. We feel like we've put in the work for that. Only takes a minute out of your day, but I'll tell you what, if you do that, take a screenshot, find us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. That's the College Football Experience. And give us a follow and show us that screenshot, or you can do it to me personally at the Cole BD. And we're gonna basically get you a setup with some SGPN gear. All right. Yes, it'll be a raffle. Yes, it'll be rigged like David Stern's NBA draft lotteries. All right. But just do it and you'll see. All right. You're going to get a gift card to the SGPN merch store. All right, folks, this is the College Football Experience, Wyoming Cowboy style. You better start thinking about yours. I'm on the over. Can't wait for the season to start. And we're out of here.
What the fuck did I do wrong, Tom? Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
The Redskins want a new stadium. The owner, Jack Kent Cook, and he wants an indoor, I heard an indoor stadium. The Redskins cannot play indoors. I mean, how can you see plots? How can this guy play indoors? Oh, these guys agree with me. Don't go, no fake red. Don't.
At the Olympics, doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Let's go. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
Coaching, our coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk.